Imagine teaching a piece of software to do one of your most complicated, repetitive tasks, and not just do it once, but do it thousands of times with absolute perfect accuracy. Well, today, we're going to peek behind the curtain and see exactly how that's done. So that's really the big question, isn't it? I mean, we're not talking about just simple data entry here. We are talking about navigating a super powerful and kind of complicated system like SAP and giving it the exact precise instructions to run a whole multi-step process from beginning to end. All right, so to figure that out, we're going to follow a 5-step journey. We'll kick things off with the challenge itself, then we'll see how the groundwork is laid, how we fill it up with data, and then we'll watch the automated test run live. And finally, we'll look at the successful result and talk about what's next. Okay, so first up, the challenge. Our mission here is pretty straightforward, but don't let that fool you. It's a big one. We need to build an automated script that can launch SAP, log itself in, get to the right screen, and create a standard sales order, all without a human ever touching the keyboard. Now, before you can even think about plugging in a single piece of data, you've got to create a blueprint for the automation. You literally have to teach the software what the screen looks like and the exact sequence of actions it needs to take. And building that blueprint, it happens in 3 key stages. First, the software scans the SAP application, and it identifies every single button, every field, every little thing you can interact with. Second, all those elements get organized into a logical structure, just to keep things tidy. And finally, you arrange those controls in a sequence. It's basically a drag-and-drop process that maps out the exact order of operations. With that blueprint in place, it is time to bring this thing to life with some data. This is the really critical step, where we tell the script exactly what information to type into every single field, from the login screen all the way to the final order. So the process starts with the absolute basics. You've got to get in the door, right? The script is first given the exact file path to launch SAP. Then it's told which connection to use, and then you give it the client, the username, and the password. The final action? Just hit enter. And this is my favorite part, because it shows the human side of all this. During the initial build, the test just failed. And why? A simple typo. The client ID was put in as 8,000 instead of 800. It's just a perfect reminder that this automation is only as good as the instructions you give it, right down to the very last digit. So, once it's logged in successfully, the next set of instructions is absolutely crucial. The script is told, okay, use transaction code VA01, which is the direct command to create a sales order. It then fills out all the essential organizational data, order type, sales org, and so on before hitting enter to move on. Now we're at the heart of the order itself. The script punches in the customer info, the sold to and shipped to parties, along with the purchase order number and the date. With all that necessary information in there, the final command for this part is simple. Find the Save button and click it. So the blueprint is set, the data is all populated, and that key typo has been fixed. It's go time. Let's unleash this automation and just watch it run the entire sequence from start to finish. And there it goes. Instantly, the script executes that first command, launching the SAP application. And then bam, in a split second, it fills in the correct client, username, and password, and it's in, no problem. It doesn't even hesitate. It jumps straight into the VA01 transaction, just flying through those initial screens and populating all the data we gave it. Then it finds and triggers the save command, boom, finalizing the creation of that new sales order right there in the system. And just to wrap things up neatly, it enters the command to exit the sales order screen, leaving the system perfectly clean and ready for the next task. And what's the result? A perfect execution. Every single step has that beautiful green check mark next to it. It just worked flawlessly. So after all that setup and watching that successful run, what was the actual tangible result? What did this whole process really accomplish? This is it. The automation successfully created a brand new, valid sales order in the SAP system, standard order number 620. A task that might take a person a minute or more was done perfectly in just a handful of seconds. But creating the order is really just the beginning. This journey keeps going. The next steps are all about making the script even smarter, teaching it to actually read the confirmation message to make sure Order 620 was really created, or how to handle more complex data in tables, and even verifying other system messages. So seeing a process like this built from the ground up really leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? Just think about your own daily work. What are the repetitive, rule-based tasks that you're doing over and over again that a perfectly instructed machine could just take over for you?